So we're still on miserliness. Binding embodied beings in the unbearable prison of cyclic existence with no freedom, it locks them in craving's tight embrace. The chain of miserliness. Please protect us from this danger. Okay, so we can be, well, miserliness is the mind that doesn't want to share, that doesn't want to give, the mind that says, I want, I have, I need, you can't have. And it's often very fear-based because if we give, there's a feeling of poverty afterwards. That's why in the mandala offering it says, I give without any sense of loss. So to create the mind that can give without feeling impoverished afterwards. Okay? But miserliness can't do that. It holds on and it feels if I give, I won't have. And then if I don't have, something bad's going to happen to me. And so we hold on to stuff, clutching, you know. So we can be miserly about material things. That's what we usually think of is that. But we can also be miserly about our time, you know. And it's like, this is my time. I'm not going to do that for you. Don't ask me to do anything for you. I've done enough. This is my time. I need a break. You know that mind? Or it could be my space. You know, this. I need my space. Yeah, that's a very interesting concept to actually investigate. What do we really mean when we say, I need my space? You know, is it outside space? Is it inside space? What is this space we need? But, you know, it's like, I'm not going to give up my space. I need my space. And so, and then we do that, of course, with physical things. You know, this is my book. You can't have it. Yeah? And so with time, you know, our space, our material things. So it's very interesting to look at that mind of miserliness, because it is very fear-based. You know, if I don't hold on to this, something bad is going to happen to me. Yeah? And that's not a very pleasant feeling. And so we hold, but the holding doesn't, you know, really remove the fear. Yeah, because the fear is always kind of lurking there in the back. Somebody could take this away from me, then what? Okay? So we use miserliness as a protection, but, you know, how well does it really work? You know, versus what kind of mental state do we have when we just drop the miserliness, you know, and really drop it, not pretend to drop it, but still cling, but really drop it, and then be able to give just because we like to give. Yeah, because when we're not possessive in that way, then there can be a real sense of peace and joy in our mind. You know, somebody needs something, I give. And that feels good, and then the whole thing is over. Whereas with miserliness, it's like they ask, and no, I don't want to give. You know, you can't have my time. You can't have my energy. You can't have my stuff. I'm keeping it because I need it, and I'm important, and everybody always exploits me, and it's time for me to stand up for myself and say what I want. And we clutch and cling, and so we say no. But then do we feel peaceful afterwards? No, we feel miserable. Yeah. And I remember this so clearly when I lived in Dharamsala. And I was very poor when I lived in Dharamsala. I mean, really, really poor. But the beggars were poorer than me. And when I walked to town to buy vegetables, I would go past these certain beggars that lived in the community. And it was so difficult for me to offer 25 paise, which at that time was about 4 cents, you know, to them so that they could get a cup of tea. Yeah, to give 4 cents was like so excruciating. You know? And so I would try and think of all these rationales, why I shouldn't do it and couldn't do it and blah, 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 so I could walk past them. But I would keep my 4 cents, and I didn't feel very happy, even though the miserliness was supposed to make me happy. Yeah. So you see so clearly here how that affliction causes pain, whereas, you know, if we relax and just decide to give, you know, it doesn't mean we need to, you know, give everything and bend over backwards and, you know, be a martyr, but just, you know, relax the mind and share. Then there's peace in the mind, there's joy in the heart, and nothing hurts afterwards. Yeah. So I think Tara's protecting us from the danger of miserliness by helping us learn to have the courage to be happy.